Okay, so the next thing we have to do is number 3, and we have to create a virtual void info method in our class shape, our base class, and we're going to print I am an undefined shape, and then you want to override that method in the rectangle class so that it prints out I'm a rectangular shape. Okay, and we'll deal with this. Okay, that'll be the next one. Okay, so let's just do that one quickly. Okay, so I've actually already created this method, info, virtual void info, and it has some content of a shape. So now, when we override that method, you can see it's literally very similar to the method here, the abstract method. The big difference is between these two is that you don't have to override the virtual method, so you won't get an error. Whereas if you don't override the abstract method, which these abstract methods don't have any content, whereas virtual methods can have content, but if you don't override this in your class below, you'll get an error saying does not implement inherited abstract member. So you must have this method in there. So if we just save that and then we run it. Okay, so I have, if I just go back up here, so I have created the shape of new rectangle. So it's a type of shape is a rectangle. I've set the length and width. I've got it to print out the get area, and now I've called the info to say info method, which will print out I am a rectangular shape. Okay, so that's that part implemented correctly. And I'll just show you here if I if I just highlight that out, and if we don't implement the abstract method, you should get an error. Okay, and the error is what we expected. You have to implement it, whereas if we just get rid of that and then we go into and we just hide the override method for the virtual, should we get the same error? So go start, and we don't. So big difference is abstract methods, some have one has no content, whereas the virtual methods do have content. And in the derived class that inherits from your base class, you must implement an override method for your abstract, whereas you don't have to implement the override method for info. So if we just show you here now, if I hide that method and I run this again, and we'll see the result of calling .sinfo. We'll see what gets called. And you can see there, I am an undefined shape. So even though you've called a rectangle, it can't find the method info, the overridden method, so it goes to the inherited method, which is this one here. And it calls I am an undefined shape. So that's how we got that command there. Okay, so let's implement the next section, which is I comparable.